We're resetting when it comes to certain players and things so we could just focus on building the culture. I just think there was kind of a imbalance of players between the old school way and the youth way, and I think it gives leeway for guys like me to step in and kind of take charge in the league.
How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And as Cowboys fans know, Micah Parsons is once again at the top of the hour, the top of the headlines by the 3 and 4 letter networks by something he has said. Y'all heard what he said at the beginning of the video. Well, some former NFL players had something to say about what Micah Parsons had to say. In today's episode of Get Up, Dan Graziano, Swagoo, Mike Greenberg, Dominic Foxworth, and Jeff Saturday discuss the main issue in Dallas that Micah Parsons should be worried about. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from Get Up.
I don't know what you're resetting. I really don't. I love Micah, but I don't know what you're resetting. Old guys moving out, young guys coming in. Bro, don't nobody know what your coach is. I'm not going to disrespect Brian Schottenheimer. He may turn out to be good. We have no idea how he's going to be as a head coach. You got a brand new staff. Everybody's trying to figure out and a player problem. Like, we focused on McCarthy and we talked about the job, and I sat up here with you and was like, yo, the man is winning games. Mm-hmm. You got a player personnel problem. So listen, Micah, in your pink headgear with your skin tight shirt, which I wish my body looked like that.
Too.
One of those shirts.
I wear it all the time.
I don't think the direction of the Cowboys needs to be even talked about until we see it play out on the field. The first step will be, what will they do in free agency? That's why I couldn't be excited about the coaching hire.
So, we had a player personnel problem. Tell me why the players that we had on the 2023 Dallas Cowboys somehow go to the Washington Commanders and end up in the NFC Championship. Player personnel problem? I don't know. But one thing I don't understand is the urgency when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Swagoo's acting like the Dallas Cowboys is the only organization that's going to be starting off with brand new coaches on a coaching staff. As if the teams before the Dallas Cowboys hadn't had to start off with new coaches. I honestly think Swagoo's response veered off into left field because it didn't have much to do with what Micah Parsons had to say. It was as if his response was used to state the obvious when it comes to the hiring of Brian Schottenheimer. There wasn't this type of uproar when the Detroit Lions hired a first-time head coach in Dan Campbell, was there? I'm not hearing the same type of talk when it comes to the Chicago Bears hiring Ben Johnson. Oh, I get it. Recency bias, huh? The point is, we don't know what a few of these coaches are going to be in their new roles, but the Dallas Cowboys are the biggest brand with the biggest expectations, so we're going to highlight that, right? Swagoo is right about one thing, though. The Dallas Cowboys can't make believers until they show us through action. That starts in free agency and how aggressive the front office is. But jumping into the second clip I got for you, Foxworth gives his perspective on Micah Parsons' statement. So let's take a listen to that and come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
I think it's because, reloading, and it implies that there's something wrong with it. And I don't think he wants to make that implication, but I think it's because what they're doing is so unusual. It's because normally if someone says we're going to start over, you get a new coach, but They got the same coaching staff, but not the same coaching staff. It's a real weird way. They kept their offensive coordinator and made him the head coach, not because he was having a whole bunch of success, but because they couldn't figure it out with the head coach. Yeah. I think that Micah doesn't know what to say in this situation, and this is a nice way of saying, what we were doing last year didn't work. We're doing something new.
Is it that unusual, Dominic? Is it that unusual for an organization to promote an offensive coordinator to a head coach? I mean, I get the hang up with Brian Schottenheimer. He wasn't calling the plays when Mike McCarthy was the coach, but he was responsible for that 2023 bye-week shift that saw success for the Dallas Cowboys offense. I also get the fact that Schotty is a first-time head coach, and there's a big question mark around what the team's going to look like moving forward. That would have been the case with Ben Johnson, with Aaron Glenn, with Deion Sanders, and with Kellen Moore, but those hires are a much better hire, and they produce a higher percentage of making the Super Bowl, right? I mean, they do, right? No, they don't. They would be unknowns as well. We'll talk about that more during this Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. But in this last clip I got for you, Swagoo states something that could be potentially scary for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's take a listen and then come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut. Play the clip.
We're in a year where the Washington Commanders have superseded the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Philly already was there.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what the Giants are going to do, but the Giants may be they are actually trying to reset. All right. They got a young budding star. They got defensive guys that can play at a high level. I hope Micah has a plan. I want anybody to have a plan because the people that's making the decision do not have a plan.
No plan.
So let's
wing it.
Let's hope that Micah is going to make some free agent decisions and get them moving.
Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Hopefully.
Maybe he's taking over.
Hopefully.
That is a chilling thought, Cowboys Nation. If the New York Giants figure it out this upcoming draft, if they draft a quarterback that's good with Malik Neighbors and can get this offense going, they have the potential to kick the Dallas Cowboys right into the 4th place in the division. We can't have that, Cowboys Nation. So, y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Everybody wants to pile up on the Brian Schottenheimer hire as if he's going to be the only first-time head coach this upcoming year. As if the Dallas Cowboys are the only team to have a coaching shakeup in the organization. There are a number of teams we'll see with a first-time head coach this upcoming season. The Chicago Bears, the New York Jets, potentially the New Orleans Saints if Kellen Moore accepts that job. The thing that puzzles me is that some people act as if the hiring of another name would have put a guaranteed success on the Dallas Cowboys 2025 season. What kills me is that these talking heads act as if they don't know or they don't understand why Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones hired Brian Schottenheimer to be the head coach. It's been said that they hired him due to continuity and his relationship with Dak Prescott, his knowledge of the system, scheme, and offensive side of the ball. I feel the Jones family is finally building a team around Dak Prescott, and Brian Schottenheimer is a part of that. I think that deserves its own Raw and Uncut video. Y'all make sure that y'all subbed up to the channel for that. But it's been reported, and Cowboys Nation is fully aware, that the offensive shift during the bye week of 2023 was the result of Brian Schottenheimer, Dak Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb going to Mike McCarthy and advising that the offense change. It has been said that Brian Schottenheimer was a person advocating for more motion in the offense. The limited imprint that Schotty's had on this team has been positive, and he got the call to lead the remaining years of the Dak Prescott era of the Dallas Cowboys. But as far as what Micah Parsons was talking about, I truly feel there is an unhealthy divide in the fabric of this organization when it comes to who could be, who should be, and who needs to be leading this team. I feel there's a misconception as to what a leadership role is for this team. A leader's supposed to lead the men that he is given, to be able to work with the men the organization sees fit for the team to have. First of all, who are the leaders of the Dallas Cowboys team? The only one that I see is Dak Prescott. I see Micah Parsons trying to step up and be a leader, but he's doing it in a negative way. Micah Parsons' interview was throwing DeMarcus Lawrence under the bus. D-Law is the old player that Micah Parsons is talking about. D-Law and Zach Martin, they represent the last of the remaining guard from the Tony Romo era Dallas Cowboys. D-Law is the only Cowboy Micah has had a continuous spat with, especially being the leader of the team. One thing that I continue to see with Micah Parsons is the fact that he doesn't seem to know how to separate his podcast life from his NFL career. I mean, during the podcast, you're supposed to be open, honest, and candid with your audience. During an interview about your team, maybe you should dial it back a little bit. Maybe you shouldn't be so forthcoming with your responses because it could create an unnecessary rift in the locker room and the organization. It certainly gives these talking heads something to talk about. There is a reason why these organizations have PR people, but being a huge podcast personality, you're gonna speak the way you would behind the mic. You're gonna continue to give these people ammo to shoot you down with. But Cowboys Nation, when it comes to the leader of a team, I feel it should come organically. The person the majority of the team gravitates to when it's looking for guidance or it's looking for a spark before, during, or after the game. A guy that can help elevate the guys that's standing next to him, that makes the players around him want to give the same or even better effort. A player that pushes his teammates to do better when they don't think that they can do better, to give more when they don't think that they can give more. Your leader is a guy that when the team loses him for a long period of time, they miss him dearly, and it shows on the field. A leader accepts the burden of the team's losses and wears them on his shoulders with pride to get better. He's usually the first one blamed and the last one acknowledged. A leader is always looked to in the moment of crisis. He's expected to produce even when it's impossible to do so. Cowboys Nation, you know who the leaders are on this team. They just have to know who they are and accept that role. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you think about what the crew at Get Up had to say? Who do you think the leaders are for the Dallas Cowboys? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. But if you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and share it with whoever you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and feel what I'm talking about in this video, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, draft coverage, or Madden 25 or College Football 25 gameplay. Not every soldier on the battlefield is built to be the leader of men, Cowboys Nation. There are some in the army with the brains, but most have the brawn and they know their position. We all know who the leaders of this Dallas Cowboys team is, Cowboys Nation. They need to know their role and accept it. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.